fuse, and they just be get out, but it's just all buttons. It's like our thing was, you gotta rotate these wheels and make it. It's a magic to have.
All right, so you heard that, right? You heard what Quick said. Come on, man. This is like the third or fourth time I'm addressing this, okay? So yes, right? Quick said that the new age DJs mashing buttons and all of that isn't real DJs. You gotta hit the turntables and spin them back and all of that good stuff, right? But let me tell you something, man. First of all, I think this video was old, right? This is probably when, because he looks different in that video, right? That's probably 2012 or 13 or something. It has to be, right? Because DJing has evolved, right? DJing has been there from day one. I mean, day one. Kool Herc was a DJ or is a DJ. You know what I'm saying? South Bronx, whatever. DJs were there from the start. Yes, spinning back, forth, 1 and 2. Even back in those days in the late 70s, they were just spinning breaks. They wasn't going crazy until Grandmaster Flash came in and started even doing more dirt on the breaks and started doing scratches on the breaks. Grand Wizard Theodore, right there from day one. Same thing. Started transforming and all that good stuff, right? It evolved over time, right? So yes, your man Kirk State was there in the 80s, right? I got my first DJ turntables. I won't say set. I got my first DJ turntable situation around 84, 85, right? Little kid, you know what I'm saying? Might have been 12 or 13 or something, whatever it was, right? But the thing is, during those days, you just had vinyl records, right? You know Kirk State got a lot of vinyl records and all of that, right? But it has evolved since then. Back then, we would take crates, we would pick up crates of records, right? Load them up, maybe get 4 to 5 crates of our best arsenal, our best selections, right? That we know is gonna rock the crowd, okay? Take these crates that can weigh anywhere from 25 to 40 pounds or so, right? Pick those up, load them in the car or the van. There wasn't no minivans back then. You had station wagons, right? My cousin, homeboy, had a station wagon, right? And I think I did my first public, I wouldn't call it a public party, but it was like a cookout or something. And we loaded this stuff up in the station wagon, right? Then my man DJ Sean Lee, we would start doing parties, but we would load this stuff up, okay? We only wish we did not have to carry those crates, okay? That's another part. So one, you had the physical aspect of the old school DJ, you know what I'm saying? Carrying the crates, carrying the analog mixers, you know what I'm saying? Carrying the 1200s. Not everybody had flight cases, you know what I'm saying? We just put the little plastic top on here and put it in the back seat, okay? Okay, so you had the physical part, right? So next, I say 85, 86, you started hearing things like the Big Apple mix. You know what that is? The Big Apple mix? It was like a host of songs that were mixed to perfection, right? Of course you had Grandmaster Flash's record, right? But where he was mixing back and forth. But then the Latin Rascal mixes that came on in the middle of the night and they put them on vinyl, you know what I'm saying? Like the Big Apple mix. We would listen to that and was mind blown when we found out that it wasn't done on turntables. These were mixes that were not done on turntables. You know what I'm saying? These were mixes that were done in a recording studio. But no one looked down on that. You see what I'm saying? Nobody looked down on the Latin Rascals making mixes in a recording studio, okay, with samplers, multiple turntables, 64 track mixing boards and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody looked down on it. It just sounded good and we didn't care how it was made, right? Then come in the World Supremacy DJing situation, right? The DMC or whatever it's called, right? before it fell off. You had people from all over the world doing turntable tricks. The first time we seen the old young A-Track doing turntable tricks. Rock Raider, all of them, right? They were doing things that were magical, picking up the turntables, putting tennis shoes on them and all of that. Okay? But the problem with that is people are trying to compare that to the modern day DJ. The modern day DJ is a combination of all of those things. The tricks, the record library, the scratching, the remix on the fly, like the Latin Rascals remixing. Okay, the modern DJ is a combination of all those things. And let's not forget, a producer is the natural progression from DJ to producer is part of hip hop. It's part of hip hop to go from DJing to producer, and that's why you got people like DJ Quick. Okay, you got people like Dr. Dre, even Dr. Dre from the East and the West. They both were real DJs before they started production. Okay, so now you have these old school real DJs, Dr. Dre from the West, DJ Quick from the West, Jazzy Jeff that started to get into production, right? Now you have people doing it in reverse. You get what I'm saying? You get where I'm going? You have people doing this in reverse. So now, like when Quick made this video, it could have been 2011, 2012, when controllers were taking over the scene almost. Okay? You've seen these cats on stage in Vegas with 4 CDJs pressing buttons and the crowd going crazy, selling out 2,500 tickets. Okay? I ain't gonna lie, people was getting gel and they was like, that ain't no real DJing. But there's one thing they did not realize. That was they were playing their own produced music that they produced in their in their studio. You see what I'm saying? They produced their music, took it to the public, and played it. You see what I'm saying? But people not knowing this, right? They don't even know the songs half the time. They just seen them mashing buttons and jumping up and down. Oh, that ain't real DJing. Yes, it is. Because it's in reverse. Production and then DJing and then take it to the crowd. Instead, you got cats back then who were mixing other people's music and then taking it and getting a little bit of money, right? Compared, now I'm not gonna say a little bit, but compared to what the new cats since 2011, 2012, the Tiestos and the Vicis and all of that, right? 8-tracks now, they getting the serious bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking millions and millions, okay? But people were hating because they called themselves DJs, okay? So you have to you cannot diss people sitting up there so-called mashing buttons, because this is part of the natural progression of the DJ. You get what I'm saying, player? You know what I'm saying? So now you can't go back and you cannot say things are lost, because people have, now you have, okay, you know how like now you have rap, right? And you got trap, you got so-called drill, you got education rap, you got the boom bap coming back. You got all these different genres of rap, right? Now you got R&B trying to make a comeback with rap. All of these different genres, man. So now the same thing with the DJs. You have different styles. You got different styles of hip hop. 40 or 50, who knows, right? You got people rapping over dubstep beats. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing with DJing. You cannot group the producer slash DJ and the DJ slash producer in the same category and diss each other. You can't do it. Because if you do that, you don't understand yourself the concept of growth in the DJ production world. So the next time you hear someone say that, let them know it's still part of the DJ culture. Yes, you have the turntablists out there. We out here every day. We don't get the same recognition because most of the time we're spinning other people's records. You see what I'm saying? We are spinning other people's records. The turntablists, that is. You know, you got your Cupids and all. You got your DJ Swift styles. They just scratch DJs. They turn scratching into a scientific art form. Giving names to scratches. Back in the day, we just scratched. I ain't had no name for it. You know what I'm saying? Now you got chirps and this and that. Okay, that's what you want to, it's fine. But that's cool. You see what I'm saying? So you can't diss and say, oh, nobody knows what they're doing, because you have different types of DJing. That's all. It's not that serious. There's no dissing one another. So you can't, it's just weird when people get up here and diss the new producer slash DJ because they're not, you know, putting their turntables under their legs and on the head and stuff, right? You can't do that because you're dissing everybody. See what I'm saying? This your man Kirk State. I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk about this again. This ain't going away. You know what I'm saying? This ain't going away, man. But like I said, it's the natural progression, and we gotta respect that. Okay? Yo, the boom bappers and the turntables and all that can get the same money. Okay? You gotta now you have to produce your own stuff and get out there and play and mix your own stuff. Right? Like my man DJ Spin from right here in Baltimore. He goes overseas. He makes house music now. He was the #1 turntablist in town in the 80s. But you wouldn't know it if you didn't know his history. Right? You always thought he was just some house music dude, right? No. He's did a natural progression. And that's what you should respect that. Peace, man. It's your man Kirk State with dropping a little knowledge. Let me know what you think about the natural progression of DJing and producing. Let's go.